Hello everybody and welcome to this channel. I've been wanting to do something like this from the very beginning. It's just that I think I've been a little bit incompetent on what needs to happen here. Last year I asked everybody what their favorite and their least favorite movie was, and I got probably about 100 requests. But I also have kind of tiptoed and what am I doing? So here's the plan. I'm gonna do those favorite and least favorite movies. By the way, what's your favorite and your least favorite movie? Put it in the comments below. I will get to it. And sprinkled throughout the year, I'm going to do some theater release reviews. I just don't have the time to do every movie that comes out. There's like 50 movies that come out every year. But I can do popular ones that I'm looking forward to. You know, I'm having fun, you're having fun, you know, everyone's happy, we're good. So these are not only the theater releases that I will be doing this year, but these are my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2020.
Number 10.
Number 10 is Mulan. Mulan and I have an interesting history. I really need to review the first one. I have to review this. It hurts. Now, Mulan is one of my favorite Disney movies. Lion King is one of my favorite Disney movies. Okay, I should do a review on that. Yikes. Yeah, I just didn't like it. So, I'm seeing the trailers for this one, and I'm not gonna lie, the trailers don't look interesting at all, and frankly, it doesn't look authentic. It's a live-action movie. I mean, for heaven's sake, make it real. But no, they got this, weird cartoony thing going, and I just, give them, costumes that have history. Stuff going on. You, look at their costumes, and you're like, oh, I want to know more about them. They have a history. Things have happened. I just don't know. But I'll tell you what, honestly, and I'm just a sucker for the music in Mulan. When you hear the music in the trailer from Mulan, I get choked up every single time. So I could just be a sucker. This movie might suck, but I'm really looking forward to it.
Number 9.
Who you gonna call? The Afterlife. Yeah, Ghostbusters Afterlife. They are rebooting Ghostbusters. I feel like this happened. Yeah, no, I just was super disappointed with it. And no, it has no political agenda having to do with it. It just was a bad movie. And it wasn't a direct sequel to Ghostbusters 2. And it had these weird cameos that had nothing to do with, their designated characters. And I'm like, no. It's like having the Rise of Skywalker Mark Hamill show up as a completely different character just to say, hey. No, that's wrong. This is a direct sequel to Ghostbusters 2. Thank you. We'll see.
Number 8.
And number 8 is Black Widow. I was kind of worried about this one for a lot of reasons. I mean, maybe because, Marvel and I have a past. I just didn't trust them very, I felt like I was going to get the same shtick every single time. And I'm one of the few people that I didn't not like Winter Soldier. It's not a movie that I really want to go back and watch. And so I was really worried that they were going to do that again. And I was like, I don't really want another movie that I'm probably not going to go back and watch. But I saw the trailer for this movie and I was like, yeah. No, I'm ready for that. Let's do that.
Number 7.
God, the first part of this movie I reviewed and I missed something kind of important and I judged the movie pretty harshly because of it. I rewatched it and that thing that was bugging me was completely, whoops. Yeah, A Quiet Place was a great movie. It's weird. It's one of those movies where you watch it and you're like, wow, this is incredible. It's a great idea. It has a great story. The characters, I really relate with them. The acting is phenomenal. But I'll be honest with you, I kind of just didn't want to go back and watch it again. Maybe I just don't have friends. I mean, this is a great movie to watch with friends. And don't bring potato chips. So yeah, A Quiet Place Part 2, I feel like it's another chance for me to approach this. I'm going to reapproach it, I saw A Quiet Place and I don't need to explain myself. I'm excited for this movie. Yeah, this most recent trailer especially got me really stoked for it. And I'm pretty sure John Krasinski is still directing it. He's probably not going to be in it for obvious reasons. That's okay. I think that might actually help a little bit. Because, if you don't know this already, if you are starring in the movie that you're directing, it's problematic. I mean, Clint Eastwood and Mel Gibson, who are veteran directors, they have to work hard to make it work. John Krasinski on his first film did really good. So I'm thinking maybe his separation from being in that starring role will actually help him, and we might get one of those rare instances where the sequel is better than the first one. We shall see.
Number 6.
007, man. I've been a 007 fan my entire life. I mean, I grew up on all the originals, Dr. No and Goldfinger, the Man with the Golden Gun. There's so many of these things. And it hasn't lost its luster. It's still there. It's still alive. And Daniel Craig is great. He's objectively speaking my favorite Bond. Though I grew up on Pierce Brosnan, so I kind of have a soft spot for him. This is Daniel Craig's last 007 movie. It's the end of an era. So I just feel like it's a must-see. I like James Bond. I like Daniel Craig as James Bond. My wife loves James Bond. I mean, it's an event. Let's do it.
Number 5.
Birds of Prey. Now, I'm a little skeptical about the DC universe going forward. Because, to be honest with you, I'm one of the few that liked where it was going. And then everyone had a freaking hissy fit about Batman v Superman. I'm also a little standoffish because Suicide Squad, I was really hyped about. And then I saw it and I was like, Birds of Prey kind of strikes me as like a second time's a charm with Suicide Squad. Harley Quinn was definitely one of the best parts of Suicide Squad, and so having a movie focused mostly on her, it seems safe. I don't know, I honestly, maybe I'm just a sucker for the trailer. I saw the trailer and I was like, seeing that. I'll tell you what this is. This is like me trying to gauge where the DC Cinematic Universe is going. And that's really important to me. And this seems like a really fun way to do it because the movie looks really fun. I don't know, it just looks really good. So I have high hopes for it.
Number 4.
Alright, let's be real. I'm a sucker for musicals. I was so far from being that at one point. But my wife changed my life. Now I love musicals. Maybe it's the reason why I'm one of the only people that like Cats. That's a different subject for another day, but I'll just say this. No, the reason why I liked Cats is because I have an open mind and because I saw a really good movie that had some problems. But anyways, In the Heights looks so good. I mean, I know you can't really go off of the trailer, but here's the thing. The music for the trailer is the music that's in the movie because it's, In the Heights is the name of the song. And I have listened to that song so many times. I love it. In the Heights. Who am I kidding? I'm 6'4" and I don't have hips. I can't dance. I just hope that all the songs are just as good as that song. I also love that in this day and age we're starting to explore more heavily, the culture, like Hispanic culture. I mean, it's just like with Coco, for instance, there's more of an awareness, nationwide. I'm from Texas, and so I was very cultured in that culture. But, coming up here to Utah and, it's not there. And so seeing movies like this makes me happy. I'm excited because it's a musical, and I'm excited because people will hopefully become more cultured.
Number 3.
That was from my Wonder Woman review. I was really boring back then, but still go watch the review. I gotta do it again. Because Wonder Woman has just been an all-time favorite ever since Batman v Superman. Like that scene that I showed you back there, that scene is just the quintessential awesomeness of what the DC Cinematic Universe was. I don't know, we're just gonna have to see where it's taken. Birds of Prey, I'm like, okay, I just want to know that we're not just going with Wonder Woman. I want to see everybody, and if that means, Harley Quinn, I want everybody to be involved. Let's do this. Let's see where it goes. It's such a good trailer. Have you seen the trailer for Wonder Woman 1984? I mean, it is so good. I'm so stoked for this movie. Like, wow.
Number 2.
Yeah, that's right, folks. I am a huge sucker for horror movies. I know that most of my viewers are from Utah. And I know that the culture in Utah is... they just don't really like horror movies. That's kind of a thing around here. Maybe I'm wrong. But I'm still going to say this. Having an appreciation for horror movies is important. Even if you just have an appreciation for the ability to appreciate it. I love horror movies that explore very real fear, but they also have a very good lesson, an oppositional lesson that makes you walk out and maybe, just maybe, you'll walk out a better person, someone who's wiser and more spiritually in tune. Fear plays a very important part in our lives. How dare we let it rule our lives? No, we need to learn to conquer it. And that's something that I really, really appreciate about the Conjuring movies. It's about conquering fear. It's about battling fear with love, with happiness, and using that happiness as a wall to protect us. I don't know, I love that there's such a huge contrast between, happiness and fear, and the clashing between them. That's horror for me. It's a roller coaster. I've always said this. Since you can't go on roller coasters during the winter, I watch horror movies. Yeah, because it gets my adrenaline freaking pumped. But it's a good time. The Conjuring movies, they're intense. So just forewarning, they're intense. Just, putting that out there. But I love them. And I have my reasons. And I am so excited for The Conjuring 3.
Number 1.
And here it is, the number 1 most anticipated movie of 2020. That was bad. Anyways, the most anticipated movie of 2020 for the Movie Slayer is Star Wars. No, we're out of those. Dadgummit, I miss it already. No, it's Tenet. Christopher Nolan is amazing. He just quite simply is possibly the best director of our age. He is the Steven Spielberg of our age. He has not yet made a bad movie. He's made some disappointing ones. We'll talk about that at a later date. But he has not made a bad movie yet. He just is he's methodical. He has an objective. And oftentimes those objectives have twists, and the twists make sense, but you never figure them out until you actually are presented with them. Then you got to go back to watch the film again and again and again and again and get a different. It is just film candy. The replay value is unmatched. Tenet is an international espionage movie dealing with time manipulation. I was kind of thinking to myself when I heard about the synopsis of this movie before the trailers came out, I was like, what are they going to do? I was watching this trailer and I wasn't seeing anything, up until like halfway of the trailer. I was kind of like, I'm just seeing beautiful cinematography. And I was just thinking, if that's all I'm going to get, and I'm good. I'm cool. And then the freaking car crash scene happened in the trailer. You got to watch the trailer, man. Because that car crash scene happens and I was like, what? Like, it's just mind-bending. Like, think about it. You're filming things in the environment that are moving forward, but then you have elements in your scene that are moving backward at the same time. It's just, how do you film that? On top of that, Christopher Nolan he has great stories. He has great characters. This is going to be one of those events. It's going to be Inception all over again, just like pretty much all of his movies. So there you go, my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2020, and I am on it. Honestly, I don't even know when the first one comes out. I guess I should probably check that. But I did say that my next review would be Rocket Man, one of 8 Passengers' favorite movies. Let's get that done first. And guys, tell me what is your top 10 for most anticipated movies of the year? Maybe I missed some. I probably missed some. And, I'm not even kidding. If you guys could if you can just give me your list, because I'm going to find one. I'm going to be like, crap, I should have put that on there. And I will totally just add it to the bottom. Top 11, top 30. And don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell on the side, and I will see you next time on Movie Slayer.